reason why I come off the podium, I don't want you to forget. I want you to take notes. I want you to engage from their perspective. Who did kids vote for? Who did college kids vote for in 2012? Barack Obama, by more than 25%. Who did they vote for in 2008? Obama, again by more than 25%. Okay, I'm a right-wing, conservative, Jewish Republican, but on college campuses, I don't want to come across as a right-wing Jewish Republican. Or I don't win them. Absolutely, positively losing. Whatever we have done up to this point has done nothing to change public perceptions. And so I see these numbers, and it is frightening to me. I can't imagine it getting any worse until I show you what's happening now with Jewish kids on campus. 17%, almost 1 in 5 Jewish kids will not support Israel, will not speak up. Jewish kids, your kids. There was a question yesterday in the BDS forum about what kids were experiencing and whether parents, how effective parents have been. Well, you know, let's deal with the truth. The synagogues didn't teach them. Their parents didn't teach them. There's this liberal ideology and philosophy that says that everybody is right, everybody is okay. It's this moral relativism, and it affected the next generation of Jews. And so 1 in 5 don't see any difference or will not speak up. 1 out of 5. Could you imagine in this room, how many of you got kids under the age of 22? Raise your hands. Do you realize that there are at least a dozen of you who have kids who are afraid to be on campus now? That was unimaginable when I was a student. Gets worse. 1 out of 4 think that they, from when they first got to campus to where they are now, 1 out of 4 says it's worse. 1 out of 4 believe their student body is actually more Palestinian than is pro-Israeli. I didn't know anyone in the 1980s or early 90s that was pro-Palestinian, how much that has changed. 1 out of 4 won't talk about Israel, won't raise it, won't have a discussion about it, even with other Jewish students. Only a third are going to stand up and eagerly defend Israel. By the way, I want to make a point because we're here now. The 2 most important causes, the 2 most important activities, the 2 most important organizations, one of them is Birthright, and the other is AEPI. And the combination of when a Jewish child goes to Birthright, they come home not only pro-Israel, but publicly, proudly, outspokenly pro-Israel. And without the aid, how convenient. Without the aid, what is it about you, me, Matt? I think we like buffets too much. Buffet is my favorite word in the English language, by the way. AEPI organizes and teaches the social aspects. And between those 2 organizations, they really do have an impact. I'll show you a couple more. 34% believe that there is significant anti-Israel activity on college campuses. 37% tell us 37% have a problem with anti-Semitism on campus. And now less than half believe that professors are pro-Israel. I just never thought it would get to be this point. And so when Sheldon Adelson talks about creating these Maccabeans, it has to happen. She was just trying to find Bill. If Hillary Clinton is elected president, she will not be our first female president. Jimmy Carter was our first female president. And one more. So I was in synagogue last Saturday, and if any of you know me, you know that, so you're really gonna let him come up here? Do you want him to take over? If I did this, my mother would kick my ass. My God. Dr. C. Field said, never work with children. So I'm in synagogue, and this woman is praying, and she's sitting in the front row, and she says, God, why do you hate me? Why do you take from me my favorite people? 3 years ago, you took from me my favorite actor, Paul Newman. 2 years ago, you took from me my favorite actress, Elizabeth Taylor. Last year, God, you took from me my favorite singer, Whitney Houston. And now this year, God, you've taken from me my favorite writer, Tom Clancy. God, I just want you to know that Hillary Clinton's my favorite politician. Absolutely works with the most number of people possible. So please, in response to her, everyday Americans, we're now all about hardworking taxpayers.
So you can do more than just get by. You can get ahead and stay ahead. Because when families are strong, America is strong. So I'm hitting the road to earn your vote.
Earn your vote, good for her. It's actually a good phrase. It's a powerful phrase. But the idea is that we believe in earned success. We believe that you get what you earn. And that is not what either Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton believe. When she's got language people working for her, we have to be smart in how we respond.
Because it's your time, and I hope you'll join me on this journey.
I was unimpressed by it. In fact, if you saw it, there's a 1 minute opening, and I kept clicking, thinking that I was being led to some commercial. I didn't realize that it was 1 minute of just average people speaking before you got to her. And it took me 10 minutes to figure out that this actually was her announcement video. This is her in the second day of her campaign. She drives to Iowa, and then she delivers this conversation. And I will tell you that it is one of the most inauthentic moments that I have seen, other than when she says, I love you to Bill.
So we've got to figure out in our country how to get back on the right track. And I'm running for president because I think that Americans and their families need a champion. And I want to be that champion. I want to stand up and fight for people so that they can not just get by, but they can get ahead, and they can stay ahead.
So you know that that phrase is going to be used again and again and again. Not just get by, but get ahead and stay ahead. And then you ask a series of questions. And why do you support raising taxes on hardworking taxpayers? Why do you support more waste in government? Why do you support increasing spending, which will lead to a bigger budget deficit and a debt? Why do you support this healthcare plan that is denying people the quality and affordability that they deserve? You talk about getting ahead and staying ahead, and yet you're putting people behind. I want you, whenever she says ahead, what she's actually doing is forcing people behind or forcing people down.
No matter who you are or where you come from.
The idea that if you worked hard,
if you work hard
and played by the rules,
and you play by the rules,
if you're working hard and playing by the rules,
if you work hard and play by the rules,
we're going to lift you up and out of poverty in this country today.
American families are working harder than ever.
People are working harder than ever.
Maintaining a middle-class life.
Spending less time with their children, working nights and weekends at their jobs.
Feels like pushing a boulder uphill every single day. I'm a product of the American middle class. I am grateful for everything that I was given.
And when I am president, you will be forgotten no more.
There is nothing but dignity in hard work.
I'm tired of the dignity being stripped from blue-collar work in America.
Hillary Clinton has been in the public spotlight.
So it goes on. There's actually, that video goes on for another minute. She's using, and I don't know if you were noticing as the lines were on, when Bill Clinton came on, the lines went up. When she came on, the lines went down. She's no Bill Clinton. But the problem is that Bill Clinton still has a 60% plus favorability. Bill Clinton is still respected, and it's going to be a challenge for us. She does not know how to use him in the campaign. He's still got significant issues of his own, but she's going back to using language of the 1990s because we believe that the 1990s were among America's best decade. By the way, I'm going to show you a little more of this. I will have time for about 10 minutes of questions at the end. You know I never do this. Anyone who's seen me speak, I normally do Q&A all the way through, but I want to make sure that I get through this video. I want you to see the things that she's saying and have an idea of how to respond, and then we'll go back and forth.
Bill has worked really hard, and it's
Yeah, Bill has worked really hard. We know what he's been working on. I should say who he's been working on. Who is actually singular. It has to be plural, but that's...
It's been amazing to me. He's worked very hard. First of all, we had to pay off all our debts, which was, you know, you had to make double the money because of obviously taxes and then.
Taxes?
Attorney fees he had to pay off.
So I'm going to give you the good news, which is that she's given us so much ammunition to work with. But we need to let her do the speaking rather than us. You know what's great about this? This is an actual news interview. This is not our commentary. This is what she said. I want to use her words and her speaking it with the most minimal amount of context possible. So it really is all about her.
Pay off the debts and get us houses and take care of family members. But do you think about...
One more.
I think we all know that Americans have come back from some pretty tough economic times. And our economy and our country are much better off because American families have basically done whatever it took to make it work. But I think it's fair to say that as you look across the country, the deck is still stacked in favor of those already at the top. And there's something wrong with that.
And that's the language she's going to be using against us. So I wanted you to get a feel for what's going to happen in this campaign. I wanted you to know what's going on campuses. I'll take any questions that you guys have for about the next 15 minutes, and you got to shout it out in the very back.